Hi, my name is Sylvia Brallier, and Shelley asked me to speak to you a little bit about what it means to be a shaman and how I became to be one. Being a shaman, a lot of people say, "Oh, I'd love to be a shaman." I said, "Are you really sure that's what you want?" Because being a shaman is not just having abilities or that sort of thing, but it's also there's some very real challenges that come with it, because those abilities come through oftentimes some very steep challenges. Myself, I was a crib death. My father found me dead in the crib at about 15 weeks old, and he was able to revive me, so I did get better. And but as a result, I developed a really serious neurological condition that once again killed me in 99, but survived that one too. And I've also been struck by lightning, so I'm hoping 3 is enough. But usually, I tell people that death is a shaman's occupational hazard, and it's not always that. It can be life trials or whatnot, but going through challenges puts you in a special position to have really looked into those, into the shadow realm and confronted some of your own demons, and perhaps stepped through to the other side and stepped back, often with some other power or abilities that came with you. For me, because I died as an infant, my gifts came very early, and maybe that happens for people sometimes anyway, even not having gone through that challenge earlier. But when I was about 15, actually when I was 10, I was already starting to travel between the worlds. I was speaking to the dead. I was seeing spirits, 8 years old even, and I was very fortunate in that I had parents that didn't tell me it wasn't true. They said, "Sylvia, we believe you. We don't see it, but we believe you." And by the time I got to be 16, 17, 18, it was wild power. I mean, there was things flying off of shelves. It was a little nutty. But then over time, I learned how to manage that, those abilities, and then direct it towards positive causes, shall we say. For me, a shaman is someone who uses their ability to traverse between the worlds, or to be able to gather power, or whatever that is, to make a difference here in this world for individuals. So it's really a path of service as far as I'm concerned. Perhaps someone else will tell you something different. But for me, I feel that with a gift comes great responsibility, and the responsibility to use it well and to make a difference here in this world. She asked me, when did I find out I was a shaman? Well, I wasn't familiar with that term for many, many years. I knew by the time that I was 16 or 17, I was definitely different. So I would say by then, I don't usually refer to myself as a shaman, and I'll tell you why. Well, in fact, perhaps I am one. I usually believe that people who've really got the juice don't have to advertise it. So I don't have shaman tacked up on my door. I don't wear a little badge that says shaman, So, I try to keep it kind of on the down low, but really the designation shaman, in my belief, is something that is dedicated by tribe, by others, by community, people that you help. It's not necessarily like I decided to be a shaman. It's more like I decided I wanted to help people, and people liked it and felt like I was making a difference, so they decided to call me a shaman. So that's kind of how that goes. So I'm having this conversation with you sort of very directly about shamanism, but just so that you know, I don't say I'm a shaman out in the world. what's it like to be a shaman? It's really exciting to be able to, you know, draw outside the lines, so to speak. But to get to where I am, it's taken a lot of inner work. It's not just like, woohoo, I got all this stuff that I can do. You know, I can reach into people and pull things out. I can know things about people. That's a lot of responsibility. And so it's, like I said before, it's not just having the ability, but being really conscious and really being integrous. And for me, integrity is central to my power. So I try to tell the truth all the time, and that's a big challenge right there. But if what you say, if you do, you know, it's not only telling the truth, but when I say something, I mean it. And so that gives my words power. I don't say things lightly. I say, oh yeah, sure, and then not show up or not be responsible about it, like getting back in touch with someone if I can't, you know, have to cancel or whatever it is. It's like you do what you say you're gonna do. And if you can't, you're accountable. And if you live your life that way, then your words have power. But if you say words and they're not true, or you don't follow through, oh, what do they mean? You know, maybe not so much. Maybe it's just window dressing. So something to think about. But you know, I'm not 100%. You know, I'm not a saint, but I do my best to, you know, try to do what I say I'm gonna do and be in integrity. And part of being a shaman, in my mind, is having integrity. And so that gives you a lot more ability to change things. And what makes a shaman? I would say different people would answer that very differently, because there's different kinds of gifts. I'm predominantly a healer, though I'm kind of loath to use that word, because you know, everyone's really healed by their own willingness, and I'm just there to help show them where that door is, or give them a little extra energy so they can find their way through. Or, you know, for me, I'm really good at helping to remove, you know, some obscurations that help people to see what their true power and their true nature is, without if they get if some attachment to another person or something else is in the way of their power, helping them to, you know, come home to themselves. And the other thing that I do is I'm able to, by choice, lay my hands on someone and kind of know their business. I don't walk around knowing people's business, because that would be way too much, once again, responsibility, and invasive. That would be very invasive. So I basically only read people's energy that have acquiesced to do that they want me to do that. And also that's better for my health, because I need to be aware of myself first, and everybody else is secondary to that. Some people, it's much more about so journeying and, you know, gathering people's power or soul retrieval or that sort of thing. I really like to use my powers to self-empower people as much as I can. So how can I help people to do their own work instead of doing their work for them? Because when you do your own work, it tends to stick better than if someone else kind of fixes you up, you know. And I know, it's like I'd rather teach people how to fish than hand them a fish. A lot of times people think of shamanisms or shaman as the province of Native American people only. Really, shamanism is not even a Native American word, it's a Siberian word, and I believe it's our birthright as beings, and to be able to be aware beyond this realm. I think the problem comes when you say you're doing something from another culture, like a Native American culture, and but you're not, or you don't have permission to do it, or you're charging money to do these sweat lodges or something like that. I don't do sweat lodges. I don't work with the sacred pipe, though I have been trained in some of those lineages. As a white person, I've made the choice to not do that because I feel it's more respectful to Native cultures. So that's what I want to share with you. So I hope that this is helpful to you. Blessings.